After all, the Highlanders were still after me, and I didn't want to cause Elsa any more trouble. Whilst supporting my right leg, which was still hurting, I hurried along the mountain road. After I'd walked for almost 2 hours, I finally took a break. Dawn was already breaking. It seems that they were able to completely turn things around here. Or like he was completely defeated here, I think. But that said, it doesn't seem like he'd die so easily. All he did was buy some time. Or all he did was run out of time. 時間切れ? I think this means test subject, which I think is what he means. By that he means the beast rune. It can only last for one night, I think is what that means. So that it wasn't able to finish the job means that it lost out. I think, sorry. Even if you have strength and magical prowess, it's not enough for like cunning. It's not enough to win against cunning. So in the end, it's still a beast. So there's no way it's going to be able to help us. Once it's smelled blood, it won't listen to anything we say, and just dashes off. You never know when it might come back to attack us. So, and then Culgan says, so it seems like you want to put an end to this yourself. And Seed says, you say that, but I assume you're just the same. Culgan says, I'd like to get things done with the least, like in the simplest way possible. I'd like to get things done. So, and then Seed says, well, regardless, we've lost sight of our target, so should we go back? And Culgan says, I don't really like to give up on a job halfway done. This road that we're on now, it ends up in Green Hill. If we send out horses, then it'll be possible to cut him off. You're right. I want to try taking him on one more time. After another 3 hours, I should get to Green Hill. If I'm able to get that far, then I should be safe for the moment. My pursuance should give up sometime soon. And gradually I think this... I think that means like my footing, but like my steps. I think maybe his leg is getting better, I think. Oh, maybe not. Anytime now, I should be able to see it, or should be. But in looking off into the distance and trying to spot Greenhill, what I saw was someone who I didn't really want to meet up with again. It was a knight on horseback. It was the man who'd cut my right leg earlier. Just as I turned back to head along the road that I'd come down, another man was blocking my way. "Long time no see," says Culgan. We were in such a rush the last time we met, so allow me to introduce myself. I am the 4th ranking general, or the general of the 4th rank brigade of the Highland Army, Culgan. We finally caught up to you. You've really caused us quite some trouble. And then Nash says, you've caused me quite a bit of trouble as well. Shitsukoi means you're pretty persistent. Do you really like? Do you really intend to? It's like, what makes you want to try to catch up to me so much? If you were just some ordinary robber or thief, then that might be the case. But since you're a tool of the Harmonians, that makes things different. Then Nash says, Highland and Harmonia are allied countries. If you were to kill me, it would create a problem between our two countries. And then Seed says, I have no such worry or no such concern. The man who had approached who at some point had approached my back, came swinging down his sword. I pulled back my body quickly, but pain ran down my right leg, and I wasn't able to move with as much force as I'd like, and I wasn't able to dodge the blade, and it drew a new cut in my left arm. And then Seed says, I think this means, like, as usual, no match for me. So, I think this means you must have come by order of someone high up in Harmonia. It seems that the reason for you being here, or like your situation, is really quite complicated. What could that mean? The only person who knows about me infiltrating this territory is the captain. It should only be the captain of the guard unit that knows this. Like, as in, like, some high-ranking officer should know about it. I've got your right leg and your left arm. So, what's next, Mr. Trickster? Since I'm in the habit of doing it, I'll just check what this means. Oh, a swindler. Yeah, trickster. I suppose I was kind of right. an imposter or crook. So he's like, Nash says, "Oh, a trickster? Okay, so I guess you know my whole story." Mana. You might say that. Well, let's test it out then. I slid a flash bomb into my right palm, into my right fist, and as I sent that out towards him, I gripped a throwing knife in my left hand. Kurao is to take something, like to take a hit. So, I think Seed is saying you'd try and hit me with that. Or can you take this? Can you handle this? In the instant that I intended to set off the flash bomb in my right hand, with the swing of his sword, it knocked out what I was holding in my hand. Oh, it knocked it out from my hand. So what's next? Enough with the little tricks. Fight me full on. This guy, he's playing with me. But that said, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to create, there's not going to be any chance or any gap for me to escape. For an instant, the sword that, like, gomeku is, I think it means to not vibrate, but to call at my back, flashed across my mind, but I did my absolute best to suppress that feeling or that thought. Then Nash says, "Alright, if you want to go as hard as we can kind of thing, then I'll face you, like I'll be your opponent." Oh, maybe I read that wrong. But Seed says, don't be like that. Otherwise, there'll be no point in us having chased you this far. Oh, I think he said, Nash said to Seed, stop holding back. Just go, give me your all. Because before I'd been fighting with Elza and that golden wolf, I was running low on ammunition, and so I took my last flame bullet, or my flame round, in my right hand, and I still had that throwing knife from before in my left hand. And I still had a spike on my right arm, or in my right sleeve at my right arm, and an anchor at my left arm. So I was okay, I can do this. And then Culgan says, "Oh, so I see that your expression has changed. It looks as if you plan on giving us your all. So I will be your opponent too. We will fight you." Kuraina? Kurau? Kurai? I think it means like take this. As I made to look like jumping towards them, I think that means, I and as I instead backstepped, oh, I'm gonna run out of time. I'll see you in the next part.